This podcast is rated R for restricted. Under 17 requires accompanying parent or adult guardian.
Mission 250.
Welcome to the Mission 250 Filmcast, where we are watching all 250 of the top-rated movies of all time, according to IMDb, in reverse order. I am your host, Denny, and my other hosts are...
John.
And TC.
And this week, we are doing 241, which is a Fistful of Dollars, 1964 Sergio Leone movie. And this week, it is TC's turn to start on general thoughts of the movie. What did you think, TC?
Well, I mean, it's a Western, so it's going to be good no matter what. It's not true, but this one in particular was really awesome. Clint is obviously the man.
Yep.
There is so much face twitching going on in this one. It's from all different characters. It's awesome. The little like reaction shots, and it's just a twitch. It's beautiful. The audio and video's ridiculously off all the time. Doesn't matter.
I knew it. The dubbing is.
I'm so glad you get to go first on this one, TC.
Yeah, it doesn't matter. So it was. That's just a fun thing to watch because you're like, damn, they didn't even come close on that one. Not even close. And screw it, it's still great. All the different like dust flying around at all times is awesome too. It just gives what Whedon would call texture to the.
Whedon's getting dragged along.
Yeah, get dragged along here.
Okay.
And yeah, no, I enjoyed it. I had seen it before. I found out, and I enjoyed every second of it this time. It's just a good, fun movie to watch for violence and weird, awkward situations.
Sweet, John. How about you go next?
Okay, so I saw this, I guess, a little over a week ago. And I think I was like trying to pack while I was doing it. So these are possible excuses for why I didn't really get into it. I didn't really. I don't know. It might be maybe again I'm desensitized to the violence because it wasn't too violent. Not a lot of blood or anything. Just people falling. A lot of falling. You get shot and you spin and you fall. And even like the opening like animation was like, they're spinning and falling and spinning and falling. So again, it's just this guy who comes into town, decides to get everybody dead because why?
We got to talk about why.
That's a great way to say it too. It's like, no reason.
Yeah.
But.
Right. So it's interesting. Like when they put it on TV, they like had to record this prologue, like to sort of like give some motivation to the character, I guess. But which is interesting, and we can talk about that later.
Yeah.
So I didn't really like. I don't know. I was sort of like detached from the violence. I think the bad dubbing did sort of make it difficult. I guess the audio was like recorded. The English audio was recorded like 3 years after it was shot, or at least Clint's was. Because of the lawsuit, which we can also talk about, which is cool. I didn't really get into it. I can kind of see how it influenced a lot of things, how it's like just this kick-ass bad guy, people dying sort of thing where Tarantino would be all excited. But yeah, I don't know. I wasn't, his hair, Clint Eastwood's hair, man.
It's fluffy.
It's like he's got like they got a blow dryers everywhere.
Good blowout going on. Yeah, definitely has a good blowout going on.
It was beautiful.
Yeah, it was a sight to see.
Yeah,
I mean, he wasn't young then, really, was he?
Yeah,
it didn't seem like but he's not really. He's an adult. He's a full-grown man by that time.
64. So this is like 50 years ago. I have no idea how old he is now.
He's got to be almost 70 now. So yeah. I guess in his 30s
or 20s.
Maybe men just looked older back then. I don't know.
Yeah, possibly. His scruff was prominent. It's a character in itself.
Eastwood was born in 1930, May 31st.
Also 80.
1930. So he was 34 when this was shot.
Oh,
yeah.
So yeah.
Damn.
So he's already for this being his. He was on Rawhide, I guess, which was like a TV series, right?
Yeah.
So he was already like. Yeah, more of a like in his prime as a TV star, I guess. I don't know, but that was maybe a supporting. But yeah, this was like his first breakthrough role, and this was after they offered the role to hundreds of other people. Apparently,
4 other famous people that all turned it down. One of which said it was the worst script he had ever read before.
I mean, it's really not. There's not much to the script.
No, and that's so one of my. Well, I'm kind of in between you guys. I'm kind of all the way on some things towards Cece and all the way on some things towards John. The dubbing was extremely distracting. The plot, I couldn't even really follow what the hell was going on. Like, what was Clint doing the entire time? Do you guys know? Like,
Just being maniacal.
yeah, but for what end, and like what was he? I
To
don't
make
know.
everybody dead.
Yeah, I
make
think he was just a psycho.
Really?
Because he didn't even take the money at the end. He didn't even take any of the
Yeah, and
money.
he said that all the way through too. He's like, I don't really take money I don't work for, or something like that, right?
Yeah.
Something like that.
But he didn't do like the full job or something. I don't know. He was just trying to be honorable at that point. But
Why? He's coming in and having everybody murdered, and why is he trying to be honorable about
Yeah.
$1,500 at the time?
So Mike, did his motivation start with seeing the kid getting shot at? I mean, that's the first part of the movie, right? Like where the little
I
kid's
guess
getting
so.
shot
So
at.
I guess you could argue that he's like he sees that and sees the woman and sees like, all right, well, they're all gonna have to go then.
Yeah, seriously.
Well, looks like I'm just gonna have to get rid of them all.
Yeah,
But that was the
it's too
Rojo
bad.
family, right? That like all those
Yes.
bad people were the Rojo family. And yet he gets the Baxter family dead. And I could the Baxters aren't bad people, right?
Seriously, yeah. Not well. They're like running. I think that one of them was running. They're running booze.
Each of
like
them,
they're
one
selling
of them was
booze.
guns and one was booze, right?
Yeah, I
So-
assume the Rojo was the guns
and
since
they killed
did a lot more
everybody.
gunning.
That's what they
Yeah.
kept saying too. Is both these families just killed everybody off.
Oh,
all
but
the
you never
time.
see the Baxter family do anything bad. Whereas
No,
like,
but they keep
don't.
saying
They don't
it, though.
seem as bad. But
Yeah.
and then this horrible where they're slowly walking out of the house, getting shot when their house is burning towards the
Oh
end.
yeah, that was a great
It was
scene
just
though.
so that's
I
like
like
that.
that. I didn't really like that scene. It didn't make any sense. Like, I don't know. Why don't they exit the back door? Why did they wait so long to start running out? Why did they think they weren't going to get shot when they ran out?
Yeah, maybe after the third person put their hands up and
Yeah.
got shot, maybe the other people inside would be like, all right, well, that's just not working. It's
Well, I
just-
mean, they
it's-
didn't really make off like these guys were very smart.
Well,
That's
that's true.
They
but
were
True.
pretty dumb. They were pretty dumb dudes.
Yeah,
Yeah.
overall.
They're just drinking and killing people and
yeah, this
they haven't
movie.
thought about much.
So
Yeah, go on.
watching it the first time, I thought the violence was pretty bad. Like not bad, but like not violent, not scary or anything.
right.
This movie was rated X initially.
What, really?
Yeah, which
Oh,
blew my
well,
mind.
Maybe back then it's just the idea of killing. It doesn't
I think
matter
that's
how
right. I
graphic
think that's
or
what I was.
gory.
I agree, John. I think that's what it is, right?
Yeah.
It's just like the idea of it.
So there were 20. So this is credited with being the first spaghetti western, which pretty much means it's like produced by an Italian company and filmed in like Italy, Spain, or Germany. But,
Even though there were a ton of them before that.
so there were
right?
20 to
But, like-
25 before, but this one was the first one that didn't follow exactly how Hollywood westerns were made. And one of the things that differentiated it was the amount of violence shown on screen.
with no blood, zero blood,
Right.
besides
Really,
the ketchup
but
on the
still
face.
a lot of violent killing, even without the blood. But
Yeah, just the idea of people standing in front of each
yeah.
other and shooting rifles at each
Yeah.
other is pretty violent.
Yeah.
right. Which I think, I buy that. I think that's how it shouldn't matter. If you're still killing people, that's still a bad thing.
Right.
Even if it looks clean, right?
It was funny though. that
But there
was
is
no
something
blood.
like the cackling is, I guess, more violent or at least scarier.
Ramon was Kane Cackle.
Wait, Ramon wasn't the laughing guy. It was like the long faced dude that was the
Oh
laugher.
no, there was I thought Ramon. I think wasn't Ramon the one with, or was it the long faced guy who had the chain gun where they were killing?
That
all
was
the,
Ramon.
That was Ramon.
Yeah.
There was a lot of laughing there, wasn't there?
That is true.
Was
Yeah.
he laughing while doing it? I
He
don't
was.
remember.
Yeah, he was
Yeah.
laughing
Okay.
a lot. He
That
loved
was a
it.
long scene. There was like 40 people being shot there,
And all
as
of them
they
had
run
guns,
away.
and none of them shot back.
Yeah.
Yeah, well.
And there was a little tidbit when I was watching it on because I bought it on Amazon, and you know how they do the X-ray, and like it pops up as it goes. I was kind of watching them
Oh,
pop up.
I've never seen that feature.
Oh yeah, so on Amazon, when you buy like a movie or even on the Prime Video, they'll have like a little. You can like roll over a thing that's called the X-ray, and it's a drop down, and it'll just pop up information as scenes go on about who the actors are. Little
what?
trivia, little trivia that goes on at that point in the movie, and it's cool. So it's like you just find out all this random information.
So, but you have to watch it on your computer through Amazon.
Yes, exactly.
Okay, it has to be. Through
I
the
think it's
computer.
through. Well, yeah, it must be through the computer, but I don't know though. I feel like they
Maybe if you have a Fire
probably-
Stick.
If you have a Fire Stick or something, I bet you they put that in there.
Yeah, probably.
Yeah.
But yeah, the facial close ups. Everybody looked really dirty and sweaty. It was pretty awesome.
Yeah.
All the houses looked real, like real, and most of them were real places, but they didn't look like sets or anything. They didn't look new or anything. Which
So
was
wait,
cool.
before I forget, TC, what was it that you learned in the pop-up during the chain gun scene?
Sorry.
So that no, it's all good. Basically that gun is so powerful. Like they were showing people getting shot and with like no blood and like getting shot in the chest and like grabbing their chest and slowly falling. And apparently that type of gun would obliterate a human body. So like if they were shooting from that close as far as like everybody there would have just been pulverized. And like here's this guy shooting him and these guys are getting hit and they're falling down slowly with no blood.
Ooh,
Yeah.
Ouch, my ankle.
And then not being bloody. It was just like that was a little tidbit I saw. I'll
Can
mention
you
more as
imagine
I
if
go.
it was like I don't know who would make a movie where it would depict it accurately, like maybe Tarantino would, where the
Tarantino would,
bodies
but
just exploded in the center.
Right.
Well, they could do something like that now. Back then, it would have like, I don't know, that might have like incited riots or something. I mean, if you think about like they saw this as like on the level of X-rated back then.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Yeah, so
Yeah, that is crazy.
Like they actually cut out a couple scenes from the American and UK versions, and two of them were the part where he was getting beaten up, where he puts the cigarette out in the back of his hand, and when he also like dumps, it's supposed to be tequila, I guess, all over his head and then like rubs it in his face.
Oh,
They just thought it was like too cruel.
damn, too cruel, huh?
Yeah, they'd allow that now.
Yeah.
Oh
seriously.
yeah, and you got all kinds of torture porn that just gets like an R.
Yeah,
I mean,
Is
it's like,
Hostel R? I think it is, right?
Yeah,
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 geez.
it's R. I mean, you'll have the unrated version, but you'll still have the R version that was released.
Yeah.
As I guess as long as you're not showing, full nudity or something, everything's okay.
Just off with their heads.
Yeah.
Yeah.
God bless America.
Right. Well, we've learned that it's not killing people that's bad; it's sex that's bad. That's
Well,
all.
yeah. We
Well,
have learned
yeah,
that.
geez.
Who's
Of course.
taught that bullshit?
Yeah.
So with the spaghetti western, I thought. So does that mean like if Fistful of Dollars was released in Italy first?
No, I don't.
and
Was
then-
it?
but-
It was
but-
released in Italy first. Really?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Well,
so-
there was the lawsuit.
Okay.
Yeah, so it was
explain.
released in Italy in 1964, and then in 1967 it was released in this country. And I think both versions, John, got delayed from what I read, because Kurosawa, our friend from Throne of Blood, he has another movie we're going to be watching called Yojimbo, and this movie is apparently almost an exact ripoff of that movie.
No way.
And Kurosawa sued them like towards the end of production, towards the end of filming, and they had to go to court and stuff, and they ended up settling.
Wow.
Which delayed the production a little bit. And also, Kurosawa, he won all rights to this movie, The Prophets, in East Asia,
Whoa. So he
and
was just
15% of worldwide distribution.
Oh, so he just kept making tons and tons and tons
He
of
made
money.
more money from this movie than he did on any of his other movies.
Oh, that's kind of sad.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just shows you how much
But-
more of like a Western audiences liked movies back then.
Well, and it just goes to show you how much more business makes money than music and creativity.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, apparently, like Leone had he was running that film like in his quarters or whatever as they were shooting it. Like, so he was kind of doing shot for shot kind of thing. So it'll be really interesting when we get to Yojimbo.
Oh, wow.
To kind of see what the comparisons are and also the differences, because I assume Yojimbo will be with swords and not guns, but
Yep.
maybe I'm just assuming.
The commentary guy is a film historian, and he like half of the commentary, annoyingly, was him comparing it to Yojimbo.
Okay.
So I was like, I haven't seen it yet, man. You're spoiling it.
Yeah,
up.
but I see what you're saying. Yeah, because you're hearing about all these things. However,
Yeah.
it's kind of cool to
It's
know
like that
about.
guy represents that guy in Yojimbo. And
Oh, you're
this
like,
scene
shut
in
up!
Yojimbo.
God damn it, son of a bitch!
So was in Yojimbo, did it have all the face close-ups that this one did, which was kind of famous for too, like all the like close-up shots of expressions
He
and all
didn't
that?
talk about that. He did mention during the opening credits how that says like telescoping, which was like a type of camera that they used in all these spaghetti westerns, and they were good at extreme close-ups and extreme far aways, which made like kind of it dictated the style of this type of movie because of the type of camera they used. You know what I mean? Like a lot of the shots are like someone's really close and someone's really far away.
Yeah, and you're right. They did that quite a bit.
Yeah, that's apparently how the camera works. More regurgitated
so-
information. Oh yeah.
Coming
That's
at you
fine.
live
We can
from Denver.
read in the wiki and IMDb.
Oh
So
yeah.
so it was released in '64 in Italy, and it was it grossed more than any other film up to that point in Italy. But it wasn't released in the States until 3 years later in '67.
Yeah.
Pretty cool.
And I thought it was delayed. The release of it was delayed because of the lawsuit.
Could have been,
But I
but
don't
it
know.
said they also filmed it in '64, so it might have been a very
So
quick
what-
lawsuit if that was the case, or it might have
Well,
just
why
been.
did they wait till '67 to release it though?
I don't
In
know.
the States,
For dubbing, maybe
it doesn't take
to
3
get all
years
those
to dub.
fantastic dubs into the movie.
I don't know. Well, they said
Yeah.
that. Didn't you say that it took them a long time to dub it?
I
no,
think
that
Oh,
they
geez,
didn't
they just
put
did
in
it
the
later.
English, and until it was about to be released in America.
I think we could at this point in time name this probably the worst dub job in the top 250.
Oh, by so it's exactly that we've seen so far for sure.
Yep.
It was horrible.
I mean, I don't
Sometimes-
think there could be worse.
Now, when he was using the stick to break all the pottery and was just like, he broke two of them before we heard one noise.
No.
I was like, oh, come on, guys. You just missed it. Flat out missed it.
Oh, is that the scene where the cat runs out and goes?
Oh, I don't know. But some of the sounds were kind of hard on the ears, I noticed.
Yeah, yeah.
That
The mixing
kid's
was all
voice
over the
was
place.
so annoying.
Yep, the kid was the most annoying part of the movie.
mommy or whatever the hell.
Yeah,
Jesus
that was
Christ,
pretty annoying.
Shut him up. Take him back to the house so he shuts up.
Oh god damn
Oh.
it! That scene I have that written down as the most annoying part of the
It
movie.
really was. I mean, that was absolutely my most annoying part too, as well.
Yeah.
It's frustrating to have that particular scene, be really annoying when you're supposed to feel bad and worried for the kid and sad for him.
And the
it's sort of
mom's
the-
acting
It wasn't a
was also
kid's
terrible.
voice, right? It wasn't
Yeah.
a kid's voice. That was
Was
an
it not?
adult. It had to have been an adult's voice. Seemed like it. Seemed like a woman.
Wow.
Complaining.
That'd be funny.
I don't know. I'm not sure. I don't know this to be true. This is what I heard. I was like, that's like an annoying woman's voice. Like she's making it annoying.
Yeah.
Wow. Maybe so.
You know.
Or just trying to sound
Yeah,
young
or trying to
whiny.
sound younger,
Ugh.
right? Like manipulating it and just sounding weird. But it's-
So
yeah, I
you
was
guys know
obnoxious.
that the actors aren't all speaking. I mean, I'm sure you could assume that not all the actors are speaking English.
Right. It's all done.
right.
So before I forget, when you talked about the script being not much, I one of the things that was said online was that initially when Clint was on the project, he kept telling Leone that everybody should talk less.
Yeah.
And reached a compromise with him in the sense that they actually ended up having people say a lot less than the original script.
Oh, wow.
Which maybe works for the film's benefit because maybe what they said wasn't very entertaining.
Right. There was just a bunch of fill in there, nothing important. Because
Yeah.
the story really didn't go far anyway, so why I talk much?
The story
Maybe,
didn't go
yeah.
anywhere.
No,
like,
it didn't. It was just
I
like
honestly don't
Yeah.
know what happened plot wise in this movie.
it didn't seem like much, just a period of time happening where a
Well,
psychopath
it's just
comes to the town.
it's an action movie, I guess, right? So it's all about going from one staged gunfight to the next.
Yeah,
So that's basically the whole point.
that's true. It was like a formula, right? Like, okay,
Yeah.
we're going to talk a little bit. Now we're going to shoot. Then we're going to talk a little bit. But now we're going to shoot.
right.
And you spin and fall, spin
And
and,
there's
fall,
a
spin
stupid
and fall.
kid and he's shutting up. Now we're going to shoot. Yeah.
Now, I guess, if you look at it as being like, here, I guess like the spaghetti westerns up until that point were like, a good guy, hero, saves the day, fights off the Indians or whatever, kind of the typical cowboy crap. So maybe part of this film's, amazing influence is just, showing just violent, dirty bloodbaths. And not having there be, in a sense, not even, he's not even really a good guy. He's a psychopath, like you said,
Yeah.
DC.
Yeah.
And maybe that's sort of where the movie was hugely influential to just be like, there's no good guy.
Yeah. Right. That's true.
And that might have really like been shocking to people at the time. I don't know.
Yeah. Yeah, from what the guy said, the commentary historian dude, a lot of things in this movie changed what the tropes were. The music being one, a lot of them were like orchestral things,
Mhm.
and they used like a Fender guitar, and they used whip noises and like kind of
Chanting.
chanting and all that weird stuff. It was
Yeah.
different for sure. And the composer, have you guys heard of him? His name is like Ennio Morricone.
Mm-mm.
He won best soundtrack this year.
Wait, how old is he?
Really?
I think he's like in his 80s maybe.
Oh, wow.
And he did he was retired for like 20 or like a long time, and Tarantino brought him out of retirement to do The Hateful Eight.
Oh, you're kidding.
Wow.
Nope.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. So I mean he did like all of these Sergio Leone movies.
And what did he just like fall back into it again? Or is that the
Kind
one
of.
he was getting the award for?
What do you mean?
Like, did he get an award for the Hateful Eight?
Yeah, for The Hateful Eight.
Oh, okay.
Best soundtrack.
So he's not. I thought maybe he did another movie after that. Like he got back into it.
Well, yeah, he's
Oh,
doing the
no.
next Tarantino movie too. He said.
Oh, so he's
It's-
wow. So as long
That's
as he
awesome.
stays,
Is it going to
that's
be
crazy.
another Western?
I don't know. Well, so yeah, Tarantino's doing like some project with the 70s right now, and he says it might not be a movie, but that's a whole other. I have no idea what he's doing next, and
Okay.
I'm not sure anyone does. But
That's
yeah.
probably true.
But it's really cool how he brought him out, and I mean, it's obvious that watching this movie every 30 seconds, I was like, Tarantino stole that. Tarantino stole that.
Right. Yeah.
Tarantino stole
Well,
that.
Yeah.
That's
Oh,
funny.
he says he's quoted as saying this was, what did he say? It's the greatest achievement in the history of cinema. That's what he calls this movie.
This movie.
That's what Tarantino
Yes.
says.
Yes.
Wow.
What? That's.
I mean, some of the
insane.
camera stuff was really cool. I thought, like the
Again,
POV shots when he got shot at the end there, whatever his name is.
when they're spinning around.
Ramon.
Yeah, and they're spinning with, and it's like he's looking at the sun. That was cool.
I mean, there's a lot of really good stuff in it, but I mean, just saying that and then being like the dubbing is terrible. I mean, come on.
I mean, the dubbing's awful.
The dubbing is the worst.
Sound's not in this, I don't think. For his statement, I mean, I don't think he's.
But it's it's like
Right?
it has to be a part of it.
Does it?
I don't know. Sounds
Yeah.
like Sergio Leone himself said that 40% of movies are the music.
Hmm.
Well, that's the music. Not
That's
the voice.
not the dubs.
Yeah,
Yeah, I don't know, dude. Fuck it,
Maybe.
it doesn't matter.
doesn't matter.
Well, I mean, and again, maybe it's something that's hard with some of these older movies that, I don't know, I guess you can think about it like maybe there's like really influential rock bands that we might listen to now and go, but they did things that were just amazing that the people that we listen to now ripped off and improved upon.
Yeah.
But those, these people paved the way.
Right.
And you, unless you were there experiencing it, maybe it's hard to, experiencing the change. Maybe it makes it really hard to you don't just like look back and it's not timeless. It's something that was there that changed things.
Mm.
Yeah.
So it's a
I don't know.
respect thing and less of a like a, I don't know, qualitative thing.
Right. But that's, I guess that still makes it valuable, but then everybody there, people came and copied it and improved upon it and polished it up, and had people like actual words come out when people's mouths moved, things like that. Yeah. And so
Back in my day,
Back in my day, you didn't have to just see what they said. You just listened.
yeah, you just listened. You just knew it. You knew it. You didn't care. And all their mouths were flapping. It didn't matter.
Stop your complaining and watch the damn movie.
yeah. I mean, but it stood up in a lot of different ways. Like I watched the Blu-ray and it looked really, really awesome.
Yeah, but those scenes where it was clearly day out and they were trying to make it night were kind of weird.
You noticed that?
Oh, yeah.
That's funny. I didn't notice that until the guy pointed it out.
Oh, I noticed it like crazy.
Was it the shadows?
Yeah,
that
I mean,
did
it was so muted and dark. Like they were trying to make it dark, and then you could
John,
see
did you pick
clouds.
up on that?
You could see white clouds. They didn't do
No,
that?
I didn't. I didn't pick up on it.
Oh yeah,
Like so, it was.
they shot a bunch of stuff outside.
The scene where he
basically during
mentioned
the
it in the commentary where it was happening was the one where they were propping the bodies up against the gravestone
Mm-hmm.
to get the two sides to like fight at the graveyard.
Yep.
And there were lots of like shadows from the sun, kind of.
And it was just
Ah,
like
I see.
weirdly colored.
That would have made more sense because looking at those guys, there's no way I would have thought those guys were alive ever. Like I
Right.
would not have been fooled by
Right,
that.
no,
it was
it was
hard to
supposed to be
imagine how
nighttime.
either. Right, so maybe that makes more sense, but because it was so hard to imagine how either side could have been fooled into thinking that, and they're even like, "Hey, something looks wrong with them," because they're not moving.
They're not moving in the middle of a gun
and like,
battle.
and if it, like imagine like yo, it's bright sunny out. Like something wrong with them? I don't know. I can't
Right,
tell.
right.
It's perfectly bright out, but I can't tell. No, it's supposed to be dark. And they had some shots that were shot at night. I think that cut back and forth to kind of
Yeah.
trick you. And
Try to trick you, yeah.
And then it would get back to the sun, and then I
They
was
tricked
always
me.
like, God damn, that's some daytime. That is some daytime.
That's
Look at
funny.
those
I didn't know that was
clouds.
a trick people ever used.
Yeah, I mean, but you could kind of see, like, if you focused on it, you could kind of see, like, the sun.
Well, yeah. Once it was pointed out to me, I could definitely tell, but I had never even thought that was a possibility. You know?
I think I've seen it a few times. So when I saw it, it just reminded me of another movie that did it.
I think crappy cameras were impossible to shoot in the night, right?
Yeah, they didn't have.
Or just you have to have a lot of budget for electricity and everything to light
Yeah.
everything.
that's
And I'm
true.
not sure they had that. Clint was talking about how they didn't even have porta potties on the set.
Yeah.
Oh, that would
No
suck.
porta potties. They were just like squatting behind the
Squatting
buildings
and
they weren't
pissing.
shooting in front of.
All right, the piss area is over there. All right, you got to walk 70 steps that way.
Don't sink in the piss area.
Right.
Yeah, don't.
Yeah. The glorious
It's getting quite deep.
job of being an
Yeah,
actor.
right. Right back to poop, Denny.
Well, yeah.
Yeah, I wonder
Yeah.
if Clint was worried at that point, like, after being in Hollywood. He was interesting about it. I mean, he had some quotes saying just like, well, I get to travel these countries I've never traveled to before. So he was just all like excited about it. And he's interested in not playing. I guess on Rawhide, he was a good guy. So he was going to have fun not playing the good guy.
Well, yeah. Was he supposed to not be a good guy? It seemed like he
Well-
was ambiguous, kind of.
And if
Yeah.
you think of it, I mean, if nothing else, something that they established Clint Eastwood as being what he was for the next, many movies in terms of just sitting there squinting.
Yeah, the
Yeah.
squint. Not having to say
It's a
anything.
good squint. It's a good squint.
Which apparently was because of the harsh lights there that were being used.
Yeah, sure.
That sort of like may have helped create this. So it's and just that character of the guy who doesn't really say much and
Yeah.
doesn't really give much away, but
He does give that
but is
one
a real badass.
towards the end when he's like when he gives the money to the family and tells them to leave. He says, like, when they ask him why he's doing it, he says something like, I knew somebody like you, pointing at the mother
Oh, yeah.
at one time, but I couldn't do anything about it.
But no, there was no one there to help
Right.
her or something.
No one there
like
to
that.
help.
Yeah,
He's talking
yeah.
about his mother, right? That's what
I
I
have
don't know.
no idea.
Because I mean, if you think about it, it's either his wife or his mother.
I was thinking his wife.
But
Or,
if it
like,
was his
someone he
wife,
knew.
then Clint would be old enough to be a badass that he is, and he would have helped her. If it was his mother, he could have been a kid, and he was too small to help his mother, and then that would be a reason why he's like a badass
you're
now.
just
You're
assuming
just-
you're
yeah.
just assuming that he was a badass all of his adult life.
Well, since that
He
moment,
might-
he wanted to get revenge on the people that like hurt his mother, so he wanted to be able to
Right.
be like the best shot or whatever in wherever they are.
Right,
in
but
Mexico.
he could have been wanting to get revenge on his.
Could have been
girl,
like
too,
four
or
other
it
things.
doesn't
They
have to
didn't
be
even
his
give
mom.
us options to make
Yeah.
all these, right? There
He
was-
could have been in his late 20s, married, and didn't know how to shoot a gun. Was a simple farmer.
Yeah, no, he could have been
You
a
know,
farmer
and then-
who went off to war or something.
Right.
I mean, it could be so many things, right?
Or his
That's
home
true,
just got
yeah.
raided, and they just killed his wife in front of him,
Yeah.
and there was nothing he could do about it. And that's where he learned to lose all faith in humanity,
Yeah.
so he doesn't care
There
if
you
he
go.
kills people.
See?
Oh yeah,
Ooh.
these are good options.
See?
Ooh.
See?
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 Nah, yeah, but anyways, it could have been so many goddamn things
Yeah.
besides that.
I don't know. Do we? Maybe we learn more about him in the subsequent movies. So we're seeing at least. Is it a few dollars more on the list?
Yep, it's next in the list in the line of So another director thing. Sergio Leone is tied for third most movies on this list with 5 movies, with a bunch
Wow.
of other people.
And do all 5 of those have Clint in them?
I know 3 of them do. I don't think the other 2 do.
Okay, so we got a few dollars more in the good, the bad, and the ugly.
Yep, those are on there.
Right. And those are the 3 Man with No Name movies, or
Correct.
Joe, as he's called
Joe.
by one of the other characters in the movie.
So here's an interesting story about that. It was apparently he was named Joe when this first movie came out, but when it was coming over to this country, United Artists, which is like a production and distribution company for movies, they were marketing it for a trilogy, because by the time it was coming out here, they had already kind of made the other 2, like they made them one after the other. So they wanted to make it a trilogy, and they started marketing it as The Man with No Name because he didn't have a name in the other 2. And they wanted to make sure
gotcha.
he was the same character.
Good, Bad, and the Ugly was finished by the time that it got by the time they were showing it in
I'm
America.
sure it was-
I know Fistful of Dollars was.
Yeah, so 1967, let's see here. Good, the Bad, the Ugly was 1966. So yes, it was released in Italy by the time the first one came out in the United States.
Wow.
So yeah, they were like rebranding it for American audiences, and that's the reason why it is now called like it was a trilogy before, but they didn't get hung up on the name thing.
Well, we'll have more time to do this with the later films. I'll be interested in kind of trying to understand why the delay in publishing to the States. And it'd be interesting. I just don't know. Maybe the movies were just big hit. So that's what I sort of thought. It's like, oh, spaghetti westerns or westerns released in Italy. That's why they're spaghetti westerns.
Yeah,
but perhaps not.
Well, I mean, it's all. I think it's mostly Italian productions, but I think they're mostly, at least Sergio Leone's were mostly filmed in Spain. But Sergio Leone is an Italian, so he's kind of...
But released in Italy. I mean, where
Right.
they did well, I thought, right?
Yes.
Or where that was their sort of audience was in Italy.
Yeah, that is true.
Such an interesting idea for Italians over there.
So I gotta. So we've tried to dissect the plot a little bit. I got questions for the plot. I want to see if you guys had any good reason for these things.
Okay.
So the first family Clint goes to is the Rojo family, and he does something for them. I forget exactly what he does, but he goes back and he stays with them in their house and spies on them. And Ramon wants to kill him. Why would Ramon want to kill him?
Ramon doesn't trust him.
I thought,
Why not?
didn't they find out that they were playing each other?
No, because this is before he's playing anybody.
Not towards the end. No, but
It was the very
I mean,
first task he did for the Rojo family.
right.
He killed
right.
those guys,
I think,
wasn't it?
Yeah, he killed the 4 guys outside of Baxter's place.
right, because they were making fun of him earlier, and then he just sort of to prove his worth to Rojo, and he doesn't trust him.
Why not?
I mean, he just said because he's smart. Ramon says something to the effect that you can tell this guy's thinking.
But he says that later on in the movie.
Does he say it later on or right then and there? I mean,
Does he say
I
it
think
twice?
it's
Because I know he definitely says it later on in the movie.
But I think it's reasonable for Ramon not to trust anybody who looks like they could possibly outshoot him. I mean, he's just like, this guy's really powerful. We don't know anything about him. He just shows up. Sure, he killed some of our... I mean, I think it seems reasonable to not want to trust the guy.
Wouldn't you want the best shot on your side?
Right,
Yeah, but he
would
just
you want the
waltzed
best
in.
shot in your house?
Yeah, like who is this guy?
Well, yeah, but why did they let him in his house? I don't know. It just seemed odd.
Where
that
else
he
is there
would,
to go? It's not a big town.
That's true.
Right. So his father was trying to be like, his father was, I think, had that argument that like, hey, no,
We need
this guy,
this guy.
you saw what this guy did.
Yeah.
We also need to have him under our wing and liking us because we saw how powerful he is. So I just think Ramon didn't trust him. That's all. Maybe just
Was he
because
just
he was white.
maybe a little afraid of him too?
Yeah, and afraid of him.
Yeah.
So I think that seems reasonable.
It sounds insane to me.
And also whenever he talked to them, he didn't show them any respect. I mean, when Clint was always just like, yeah, whatever.
Yeah,
I mean,
that's
just sort
true.
of
He
like
was
never-
kind of badass
I mean,
every single time too. Like, yeah, and he just touched his hat and he's like, yeah, I'm the man. Yeah, that's right. Take it.
Yeah, he was never nice.
Take it.
I mean, he never gave them any reason to like him, or to think that he had like loyalty to them or anything like that. He just was. They were just happy to use him, and they assumed he was happy to get paid.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Simple
They
transaction.
didn't know that
really.
he was. Yeah, they didn't know he was a psychopath.
Another question. Why was the bartender friendly to him?
The old guy? No, that's the guy. That's the grave guy, right?
The guy who he goes in, he gives him like a plate of food, and then he's like, "Get out of here!"
Oh,
and then they
right,
start
right,
talking
right,
to each
right.
other, and he's like, "Hey, you never pay me ever," and he just
Right,
keeps
that's-
hanging out with him the entire time.
Silvanito is the bartender guy, right?
Right.
So and then you have the gravedigger guy, which I thought was really cool.
I liked
the
him,
character.
He was funny.
Yeah, his mustache. I don't know why they struck up sort of an instant friendship. Don't know. I think maybe Silvanito was just happy to talk to somebody who wasn't like knee deep in like one or the other. But yeah, I don't really know. It wasn't clear. He never did anything for Silvanito, although they kind of like stuck up for each other at different points throughout the movie after their relationship was there.
Yeah.
But yeah, I don't know otherwise.
I think he's helping him with graves and stuff right now, right? He did something for him. They went out to the graveyard with these empty things. I don't know. Oh yeah,
Never
mind.
I have a note written here that says, "Seems people randomly give Clint money."
Yeah, they seem to. Yeah,
Yeah, I was like, "Oh, what exactly are you paying him for?" And
Yeah, like-
there he goes. He's off to the other side. All
like
right.
when the woman paid him too. I wasn't like following why she was paying. I mean, I get it because he did whatever like with the lady. What was her name?
But
He never asked her
does
for money
anything
first.
Yeah,
There was never
And
an
then
idea of like this transaction that was going to happen. All of a sudden,
Right.
she's handing him this money.
Yeah,
Well,
and
and he never.
Sorry, go ahead.
No worries. He never did anything they asked him to. He just always came and is like, I did that. And they're like, oh,
here you go,
here's the
some
money
money.
then.
You're like, how much is that? And you're like, $500.
Is it because back then people just didn't do stuff for free?
Maybe. Also, how much was $500 back in the 1800s?
Probably a lot of money.
Massive amounts.
Like, yeah, right?
Yeah.
I would go like and spy on somebody for, I don't know what it would be, like $10,000.
Yeah. At the time, they're looking for quarters and stuff, you know? You got a quarter? Hey, guy, quarter? Want a drink?
Yeah.
A quarter for a drink. That's
Quarter for a
I think
drink.
you can get
That
that
sounds-
downtown.
So,
at
yeah.
It might be
Sophisticated.
Coogan's. Downtown Boston.
Yep. There's a couple places. They smell like piss in the morning, but
Yeah, 25 cents. You're good.
So I think it's a great question though, TC. I don't understand kind of why they just strike up a friendship. Like the bartender's like instantly sort of looking out for him, saying, "Hey, you need to get out of here.
Yeah.
And everybody dies here." And Clint's like, "Well, it sounds like there's a lot of money to be made." And so
Crazy person.
I don't. Yeah.
I have another note that says,
Don't know.
having a hard time following the confrontation scene, which I think means the scene where they're trading the wife for the other random person. I have no idea who that is. And that's the scene where the kid is crying and the mother
Oh,
goes
yeah.
and like,
God,
runs
that
and
was
hugs
so
him.
bad.
Who are they trading? They
Yeah.
have the woman who we know who it is. Who's the other? Who's the guy? Do you even
Wait,
remember?
they're trading them?
They're trading.
What?
They're trading 1-for-1 people in that scene. It's
Are
so
they really?
confusing. Yeah.
I gotta definitely gotta find that scene now.
Well, is that a scene where like the one guy's going to go up and just shoot the husband of
Yeah.
or the father of the kid, and then Clint stops that from happening,
the bartender actually stops it from
or
happening.
the bartender stops it?
Yeah. Yeah, that's the scene. But
Uh,
they're trading off somebody, and I don't know who it is. I don't know when they abducted this other person. I didn't know that and it also seemed like Clint, when he punched that woman out and carried her to the the Baxter's house, that got them a bargaining chip they didn't need or have or plan to get.
Oh.
You know?
Yeah. I guess
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I don't get it.
I just don't.
Sounds like you guys don't get it either.
I'm stumped,
Yeah.
to be honest, and I'm trying to find it now too. And it's
So
like,
he says like, okay, so while the Rojos and the Baxters are fighting, the stranger searches the Rojo hacienda for the gold. I like how they're using the appropriate term for house.
Yes,
there.
very nice pronunciation, John.
Thank you. While he is searching, he accidentally knocks out a woman, Marisol. He takes her to the Baxters, who in turn arranged to return her to the Rojos in exchange for Antonio.
Who's Antonio?
So it's Antonio. One of the boys, maybe.
Which
One
boy?
of the sons?
Sons of
I
who?
don't know.
Baxter?
The son of Baxter's son?
When did they get Baxter's son?
I don't know. I don't know, Danny.
You see what I mean? I'm trying to follow the plots of these freaking movies. Like, how hard is it to make a movie that makes
So
sense?
it is okay. The factions engage in a gunfight with Ramon managing to kill the survivors. This is at the cemetery scene.
Okay.
And Esteban captures John Baxter's son, Antonio. So this happens at the cemetery. They capture the Baxter's son, Antonio.
I don't remember that happening.
I don't remember
either.
it happening either.
I thought I thought Ramon hopped down past gunfire, shot the two already dead shoulders in the back,
Yeah.
soldiers in the back.
I thought he did
and
too.
then ran back and was like, I got him, guys. Let's get out of here.
That's what,
No,
that's
well, he
what
said
happened.
Yeah.
He said let's let him go after a while or something like that. Like so they're going to just keep shooting. And I thought that's where that scene ends.
Yeah, me
so
too.
I didn't see where Antonio came into the scene. That's a good point. And I'd sort of given up a little bit to be like, who's that guy? Oh, they're trading him for her. Okay.
See, the thing is,
right.
if we didn't have this podcast, I would have given up. But I'm like sitting there, like, we have to talk about this. I don't understand what's going on. I'm pretty sure it doesn't
Denny's
make any sense.
Like got the cop tracking down the serial killer board with the strings,
drawing stuff all over the place. He's connecting things that don't connect and like don't make any sense. Yeah, that's great.
Like there's Antonio written there with a big question mark on the board.
He turns to the chalkboard. He's doing equations and shit.
There's just push pins and strings, and then he's just by himself, unattached to anything.
And then you're hanging
What's the
photos from the
connection?
strings. It's like a Criminal Minds episode, really.
Yeah.
Just give it up, Denny.
I need to know.
I don't know. I'm lost on that one.
Yeah.
I think. Let's see. I think my last note for the movie was the music was the best part of the movie.
I think the music was good. I think it only foreshadows. I think it gets better with, at least from what I remember from Good, Bad, and the Ugly.
I remember that too, but it was really good. I liked it a lot. There was like during the tension scenes, it has like the high pitched like whistling noises, and during the after parts, it was just like the 2001 Space Odyssey drum kind of thing going on.
The bum, the timpanis.
Yeah, I thought it was pretty good.
That was good.
So TC, you know about sounds. Is the gun ricochet noise overused in this movie?
Yeah, I mean, some of those times, right? Like pew, 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 pew. And I'm sorry, like how many times did they miss? There's no way they miss. When they were shooting feet and stuff like that, someone's getting hit with a bullet.
I don't know. Those guys
Bullets
are pretty
don't
good
just
shots,
ricochet and then stop. Like they don't just hit the thing and then they hit the dirt and that's it. Like they fly all over the place, right? Like
it's never dance, boy. Ow! Oh, I'm sorry. I'm really we were just trying to make you dance.
But they had some shots, and they, I mean, every single time hearing the same, it was kind of like the same noise almost every single time, huh?
But that's typical Western too, right? I mean, that's like in a lot of Westerns, it's all over. I don't know. I mean, you compare this with like something like High Noon, which is the only other Western so far we've had, right? I mean, we're going to have a ton of Westerns probably before we get done with this, but
Lagan was a Western.
Was
a Bollywood Western?
No. Anyway.
No.
Wrong. So, High Noon had it had a story to tell. They really wanted, it was all about this guy, this town turning its back on this guy who had helped them before. And that was really what the whole story was about. And you had a gunfight at the end. And this is just about the gunfights. It really is just, it's an action movie. And I don't know.
I don't think it was I don't think it was a lot of the scene in the graveyard. Everybody was shooting at like the hip. They weren't even looking down the barrel, and their faces were completely blank. They looked completely disinterested, and they did the things where for shooting they would like whip the gun towards, like they had to like throw the bullets out of the gun type of thing.
Right. So they had to whip it back to show like fake the kind of the recoil.
Yeah. So I'm not sure the action for me stood up.
Well, it didn't, because also I didn't get to feel like I saw both sides of the action as it happened. You just see one guy shooting, and then you might see other guys falling down. You never got it was always like a cut. So when you saw somebody shooting, you more often than not didn't even know who they were shooting at.
Yeah.
And so then it's like, oh, that guy falls down after that guy shot, sort of. And it's just like, it didn't feel like it was like continuous.
Yeah. Whereas like if you watch the Quentin Tarantino movie, everybody's shooting and everybody's shot is accounted for. Like every noise and every bullet is accounted for during his like, for example, like the basement bar scene in Inglourious Bastards, when that final thing happens and it's like 5 seconds of shooting, it's awesome how like.
That's not on our top 250, is it?
It is.
Ooh.
It is? Oh, that's awesome. That's great.
Yeah.
Okay, then I'm not going to talk about how great that is. We can
wait that. We can gush
save
about
that one out.
That's exciting. I'm glad.
Can't wait to just be a guttermouth on that one.
Yeah. Danny and I look forward to deconstructing
I just
the
look
film.
forward
And
to swearing. I'm a very, very simple man.
TC's happy that he gets to swear.
Yeah, I know. I'm trying.
Yeah.
I guess they don't swear in this movie.
No, they don't really swear much because they don't talk much. There's nothing to say in this movie.
Yeah.
It's really
There's
just the
nothing
violence.
to say because there's nothing to do.
Yeah.
Except for kill everybody.
I still like it though.
Yeah, I mean, Yeah. So the first thing Naomi said, she was like, she was in the room doing laundry, watching it too.
Yeah.
As soon as it said the end on the screen, she's like, I think that's a boys' movie.
Yeah.
And then I was talking to her about it, and she got more and more negative on it. And she's like, yeah, I'd give that like a 1 out of 10, I think. It's like the worst audio I've ever heard in a movie in my life.
Yeah.
Which
Hey.
I wouldn't necessarily disagree with.
And that's a very like, innocent reaction. There's nothing wrong with that,
Right.
Yeah.
Especially if like you have never heard of all the BS behind it, or this guy says it's amazing and that guy says
Yeah.
it's great. Like if you've never heard that or never cared, and then you watch
Can
it,
you
and you're
feel
like,
the
this is
Tarantino
terrible.
references?
Yeah, like if you watch it, and you're like, this is horrible. That's a good, honest, reaction. I like that.
What
Yeah.
if this film is evil? What if we have this film to blame for the rise of senseless violence in movies?
Whoa,
Thank
go
God.
easy. It's too deep.
There's no violence in my movies. I don't like it.
Thank God it says Denny.
If we're not,
See, then-
you're not doing drugs and violence in movies, I'm not interested.
So that's why you should worship this film there, Denny.
Oh, yeah. It's like the god of the violence in movies.
Well, yeah, and everybody saw that and was like, we can do that? Okay.
Wow, so this is
Yeah.
allowed. All right, let's do that.
Let's push it. Keep on pushing it.
Yeah, keep pushing it.
Do you guys? I got a lot of commentary now. It's just some pretty good, cool stuff in the
Yeah, let's hear
in
them.
the thing. The intro sequence, the animated thing,
Yeah.
was based on James Bond movies.
I can see that. It went on way too
It did
long.
go on
Yep.
the animation, yeah.
I thought anyway, especially it was just the same thing over and over again. Spin and die, spin and die, spin and die.
Yeah.
But yeah, I could see that. That was so. I didn't know James Bond films were that early on.
Yeah, I didn't either, but they were. I guess the first one might have come out like just before this, or maybe a
Oh,
couple. But also, so John, you said that they in subsequent versions of this movie they had to add in intros to explain things.
Right. Well, they were not a version of the movie. They were showing it on television, I think, as like a mini series or something.
Did they just have dialogue
So-
on the TV screen?
Yeah, well, they had like shots from the back, so you don't see the person's face. So Clint's never in it. And then they hired this actor who plays like he's telling Clint's character that he'll be pardoned if he goes to this town and rids them of these two families. So it's the prequel is all set up so that there is some motivation for the character because somebody was like, I don't know. We should show this film when there's like no motivation for this guy. So yeah, so that's all I know about that. I guess it's on the disc, like it's in the extras, I think.
Oh, so the first cut of this movie, or at least a version of it, they had a scene in the beginning where Clint goes and steals a poncho from a guy swimming in the Rio Grande.
Oh, really?
Just before he goes to and there's a little bit of a character development there, but it sounded like Clint talked Sergio Leone to remove it from the movie because it sounds like Clint wanted this character to be as enigmatic as possible. So he was just constantly trying to remove any type of character development before and during the shoot of the movie.
I wonder what the reasoning of that is. I think it's really interesting.
The script might have been terrible,
Yeah, right. It might have just been really bad.
just-
like everybody
it's like,
knew it.
People were turning it down, and also
Yeah.
they didn't have very much money. Clint. So if you were to guess how much Clint Eastwood, this might be hard with inflation, but how much he got paid to do this movie? What would you guess?
I bet he got a fistful of dollars.
Oh, that's good, John. That's rich.
Yeah,
Oh, that's
thank you.
rich.
Yep.
I have no idea, Danny. Just give it to us.
You can overdub like a rim shot
Yeah.
there. So I don't know. Let's say like 2,000.
$15,000 and 6 weeks vacation in Spain.
So,
All right.
so after shooting, he just stayed put?
Yep,
That seems like a lot of money.
What a
it's not
life.
for a
No.
lead of a movie.
Well, what was it? What was the normal rate back then? Do you know?
That's a good question. I don't know,
Wow.
but
So-
it was not a lot. That's all I know. It was maybe a half a fist.
Ha. Ha. Wow. The
I am sorry. I am really sorry.
Ba-boom.
Let's edit those out and say they never happened.
Yeah.
But so he didn't get paid well. Because he wasn't their first, fourth, fifth, sixth choice anyway.
He was the fifth. Well, he wasn't the fifth
fifth
choice. He stumbled. The fourth choice was the head of the lead of Rawhide, and Clint was the secondary lead. So after the
Right.
lead turned it down, he's like, "How about Clint? He doesn't give a crap. He doesn't make any money."
Yeah.
And he was also banned in doing movies in the United States because they were on hiatus or something, like break from Rawhide.
Right.
But his contract said he couldn't work
I
in the
just
United
read
States.
that, but he could do scenes in Europe all he wanted.
Oh,
So
So
sayonara.
that was a part of his thing. Yeah.
That's pretty good.
well, maybe that's why they didn't release the
Probably.
movies. Maybe they had to wait till his contract had
Rawhide
to end.
had him
yeah,
by the
maybe.
rawhide.
Almost every house and set in this movie was real. The main town was done in a abandoned set for Zorro movies or Zorro TV show. That entire town set was
Loved
for
that.
Zorro.
I loved that TV show as a kid.
Really?
Zorro was awesome.
I never saw it. I don't think.
What?
I don't think so.
I watch Zorro all the time. Black and white. Good stuff.
The tree at the beginning of the movie when he's riding into town, there's a noose hanging on the tree.
Oh,
as
this is
he
a
goes
good
in.
one. I read this one. Yeah, this is a good one.
Sergio Leone, that town doesn't have any trees anywhere. But while he was somewhere else, he noticed it and was like, "That'd be a nice tree to hang a noose on." And then they excavated it and brought it to that town, planted it, and didn't show the base of it in the shot because it was just kind of cut and propped up.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So I think that's probably my favorite scene in the movie. Again, typical John. It was early on.
My favorite scene is when they're shooting at the child, not because I liked the content, but because it was early in the movie.
No. What I liked was how he's sitting there. You don't know anything about what's going. I like when this happens. Like I like it when you don't know what's going on and you're just slowly watching something unfold.
Mm-hmm.
So what I liked about it was not the child shooting or the whining, but the just that you see him. First see Clint, like looking at somebody and checking, sort of scoping things out as he's like drinking water, and he just keeps going, like doing what he wants to do, like drinking the water. He's not like going to run away. He's not going to like freak out or anything. It's just like, all right, I'm having a drink and I'm watching this.
Right.
This
Just
weird
thought it was
scene.
kind of cool.
Yeah. That was one of the main things that they wanted to make the bad guys violent against kids. That's how you could tell in spaghetti westerns how bad a person was, because everybody was bad. But if you're bad to kids, then you're the bad guys.
And then you crossed a line.
Yeah.
Right.
So just don't kill him when you shoot him, but you can shoot at him, but you just can't kill him. So like make him dance, him dance, but
kick him around.
Yeah, do not kill him.
I mean, the bullets ricochet, right? They don't go into the dirt.
Yeah, they don't.
No.
They bounce.
They bounce.
And they bounce off another thing, and then they,
And they bounce back into your face.
Yeah, exactly. And then the kid's dead
it's
on
just
the
one
ground.
it's just one of those things in a Western movie. It's just, you just don't, I don't know. It's like you also you have movies where the heroes just knock everybody out cold. You don't, then and as if that means that they're good people who don't kill people, and you don't hear about the brain damage they've caused to hundreds and hundreds of people.
Concussions don't exist. Yeah.
Yeah. So you just, there's just certain things you accept, right?
That'd be kind of scary if like everybody that got cold cocked in a movie would just wake up and be like,
And they're just done. They're completely like in brain damage after that point.
There's a hospital bed in
realistic.
every single movie where that happens, and that's where the character goes after that scene.
It becomes like a TV formula. It's on every single show.
The hospital problem is worse than the prison problem in this country. Stop the cold cocking.
Stop it. Stop it.
That's funny.
It's not a good guy thing.
You might as well just kill somebody.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. I'd rather be dead than have brain damage.
Yeah.
All right.
I don't know though. What if your brain damage and food still tastes good? That could be nice.
I guess, yeah. Sure.
So Sergio Leone doesn't speak English really at all. His direction towards anyone that didn't speak Italian was "watch me," and then he would just mime what he wanted the person to do.
Wow.
So that's all I would say to Clint. He'd be like, Clint, watch me. And then he'd like do a thing. And then Clint would just stand there,
Like,
I assume
"All right."
staring at him. And he's like, I'm doing that now.
I guess okay, that sounds good. Sure, pick a spot.
Yeah.
That's good.
Clint hates
Well,
smoking.
I thought he had like there was a stunt guy who could speak both languages that like served as interpreter for them.
Yes,
Yeah, I think you're right.
That is true. But I'm not sure he was
read that.
interpreting everything. That would have taken forever, I would think.
Right. Yeah. Yeah.
Clint was extremely anti-smoking, which is why his cigar thing wasn't lit most of the time.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, right. He said also too, like he really valued that it was there because the taste of it he found revolting, and so that like led to a lot of his expressions throughout the film.
That's funny.
His facial expressions were awesome. throughout the movie.
They were.
Yeah.
They were.
That's why he became
Again,
so
I
good
think
after that.
that's-
Because I mean, his
Yeah.
face is just unreal.
Everyone's face was pretty good for close-ups. They all had like, it was very easy to tell people apart, which is always nice in a movie.
Yep.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
Let's see. It's a Curacao suit. I'm not sure I have very many
I
more
don't have
trivias.
much more.
There was a day on set where some Spanish technicians working on the movie weren't getting paid because there was a lot of financial trouble during the production of this. So they went onto one of the buildings they were going to film during that day and removed all the windows from the set.
Wow.
So they couldn't shoot. And one of the producers had to fly in with an illegal suitcase filled with money to give them cash so they would replace the windows and they could continue shooting.
Damn.
Yeah.
Wow.
Apparently you're not allowed to carry suitcases full of cash from a country to another country.
Huh. Who
It's
would
like
thought?
a general thing.
That's a general rule.
I thought back then you could get away with a lot.
Yeah, I mean,
yeah,
this
who
is
was
like
controlling those borders?
Well, he had a plane. So he was rich enough where he easily got away with it.
Oh.
He had his own private plane, but
Right.
still illegal. Still illegal. Yeah.
Whatever you got to do to get the film done.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Another budget or a first budget question, another money question. What would you guess the budget of this movie is if you don't know?
Well, he got paid 15.
I think I read it.
50,000,
It was
60,000.
it was 160
Not even
maybe.
close.
200,000.
Ooh, I
Okay.
was way off.
And it made to this day $14.5 million.
Wow.
So if we want to talk about like the King's Speech, it was made for 15 million, made 400 million worldwide. It made 26 times the amount. This movie, 200,000 to 14.5 is 72 times.
Wow.
Oh, nice.
So that's like the factor is a lot more.
There's a lot more.
Right.
A lot.
Well, son of a bitch. Look at you
Yeah.
doing the maths.
Yeah.
I have a
Nice
calculator
comparison,
on my
Denny.
phone.
Hmm.
Yeah. I mean, you got anything else, guys?
No.
Would you?
I
who would you
think
recommend this
this
movie
is-
to?
Well, I think this is probably my least favorite movie that we've watched so far.
Yeah.
Not mine.
eh,
I don't
Not
think.
mine. I would put Lagan on there.
I would put
Oh,
I'd put Lagan on.
there. I think I might too before this. I don't know though.
Indian cricket player haters.
It was
Dude,
just
that movie was
long
so
for
long.
no reason.
This movie was at a
This
very
movie was
merciful
easy.
hour and 42 minutes.
Yeah, seriously. To the point where I looked at it and say like, oh shoot, I thought we were off this week still because I only looked at the calendar and forgot what I said a week before that. And I'm like, I got to watch this at work during lunch and then at home. How much time do I have to, cover? And I was
Yeah.
like, oh, hour 40, half an hour
Got
lunch just on my lunch break and then the rest at home. I'm fine.
Nice.
It was good too.
I was more entertained by Lagan though.
Huh.
Oh, all right then, John. I'll see you.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
you could.
So
This is
wake
good
up.
though. I like that.
on that
So,
one.
John, I thought you were going to come out swinging positive to like the fences every time, but I'm glad to
Yeah.
hear there's some negativity coming out of you.
Well, he's tired. We're catching him
Well,
on a tired day too. That's
That's
good.
true.
That is true.
That's true.
But you watched it like a week and a couple days ago, right? So, John's
Oh, that's
traveling
true,
around,
too.
which is why he watched it so long ago.
Yeah, right.
If anyone cares.
Yeah. Do you care?
Yeah,
guys?
I'm on tour.
I'm on tour with life.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Life tour.
But I mean, I guess if you're like a Tarantino fan or
Or if you're just like
I
a
don't know.
simple
I
Western
think-
fan.
yeah.
Yeah, it might be a must view if you like Westerns because it changed
I think
everything.
if you're macho and you like to see people get shot, but also squeamish, so you don't want to see any blood.
This is perfect
then,
for you.
this is perfect.
Yeah.
Like
If you want to see a young Clint, like why he's famous, it's probably, I've never seen the
See,
first
I-
Bond, but I assume that Sean Connery's performance in that one is kind of probably similar to this one.
Right.
Just
I think if you're a big Clint Eastwood fan, like you could point to this and be like, here's where it all started.
Yeah.
Yeah. Unless Rawhide was really good, but I don't know about that either.
Yeah. Well, he certainly wasn't. He was a nice guy, and I'd be interesting to see Rawhide where he's being a nice guy, I guess, or he's a good guy,
Yeah.
or just a normal guy, not all squinty.
Cigar chewing badass.
Yeah.
with his nice lamb skin jacket in the middle of the
thought
desert.
The poncho was a really cool touch.
Yeah, the poncho's nice.
I thought that was kind of a neat sort of thing. And then he I don't know.
There's a lot of rumors about the poncho.
Really?
Some people in the movie said that they found it at a market in Spain, like a farmer's market, and they bought it. And some other people say that it was made by the production designer. So I didn't put that in there because it's kind of one of those things
It
where
hid
everyone's
the
like,
weapons
different
well.
stories.
You know, hit the weapons real well.
Oh yeah, that was cool. Whenever he flung it over his shoulder,
yeah,
you're like,
that was great.
"Uh-oh."
There's like one more thing.
Hit his metal plate too.
Oh yeah,
Yep.
we didn't talk about that.
Did hit the metal plate.
Yeah.
Did hit the metal plate. Well, we kind of skipped a synopsis this time, which is cool.
Yeah. He just,
It's-
because there is no synopsis. I tried to
is
go
none.
through it with
There
my
is
questions,
none.
but
It's true.
It's fine.
a good point.
Everybody dies. Clint wins.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
Clint
Does he
wins.
win?
He's maniacal.
I think everybody
No.
loses. Clint doesn't
All
have
right,
money.
all right. Everybody dies. Clint doesn't die.
Yeah.
That's a win,
And the
I guess.
bartender lives, and the gravedigger lives.
So then
and
there's got to be
the
money because
family
these guys
lives.
are all dead. So there's got to be
Maybe
money
Clint
somewhere.
just goes town to town, turns them against each other, kills everybody. He's just like a
He's a
nihilist
terrorist.
and just wants
He's a
everybody
terrorist,
dead.
yeah.
Yeah.
kill him.
He's a word terrorist.
Huh.
Yeah, maybe. So we have the top cookie to our superhero Western Oreo. That was very smooth. I like
That was horrible.
Yeah.
Edit that out. I'm just kidding.
Are you a top cookie or a bottom cookie?
That's
Well,
going
we'll
a little
see
far
after the
there,
next
huh?
movie, won't we?
He's somewhere in between.
The inside was definitely very dusty.
Dusty Oreo.
Yeah. Somebody opened it and then reclosed it after sitting out for a while.
What are we talking about?
It's a good metaphor. We're gonna run with it.
Yeah, well, cookies, Oreos.
The next movie is Guardians of the Galaxy,
Nice.
2014. James Gunn directed it. It's a Marvel Universe movie, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
Mm,
and
sure,
I
I
think
think
they're
so.
gonna merge the Avengers with this soon.
Ooh.
Really? That will be interesting.
I think the next Avengers movie is gonna have Star-Lord in it. I might be making that up, but I think
So
I've heard that.
have you seen this one, TC?
Guardian. Yes,
I'm
I have
ass-
seen Guardians of the Galaxy.
Oh, okay. Okay. I was assuming Denny had.
Yeah.
But
Yes, and John, you have.
yeah.
This will be
Yeah.
a repeat.
This will be a good one.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to it. I'm also looking forward, after our praise of the Avengers, of like doing some comparing with it.
Yeah, I'm really excited for that too.
That's
to
true.
see, because I bet most people don't like back-to-back superhero movies for comparison reasons, to quantize and judge which one is better objectively.
Well, that was well put. So those
I was
words,
being kind of sarcastic.
those words you keep.
Yes.
The other ones you throw.
All right, so this podcast is going to be 2.5 minutes long.
No, but at least you see.
That's
I'm
fine.
just saying it was smoother. I don't
Oh,
mean I don't
smoother,
know.
yeah.
Yeah. It still sucked, but it was at least it was,
It flowed.
Smooth.
It
though.
did. It did flow
was
better.
smooth.
I agree with TC
Yeah.
on both of those counts.
I might agree as well.
Oh, all right. Let's wrap it up.
Yeah. All right. So follow us on mission250filmcast.com for our list of movies. We're doing them in order, reverse order. So there's a rhyme and reason to what we're doing. We're not just jumping all over the place. You can email us at mission250filmcast@gmail.com. Rate and subscribe to us if you've gotten this far in the podcast. Did I get everything that time, John?
Yeah, no, check out the list on the website
Said
so
that.
you can follow along with us.
Said that.
Did you?
Yeah.
Have you ever gotten an email to that email yet?
So many
That wasn't
emails.
spam?
We're getting actually stop emailing us. We're getting too many emails.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah. All those emails.
About Russian brides or what?
Well,
Well, I mean, those
not all
are
of
peppered
them.
in, but
I gotta hide my Russian bride emails somewhere.
that's the folder you go to. It's like you
Yep.
set up a rule for your regular email. Just don't
There's a reason why you guys
podcast one.
don't have a password to this email
Yeah.
account.
Right, that's fine.
All right, guys.
Sweet.
Well,
Yeah. Till next week, next Monday.
Yeah.
all right.
Oh,
See you guys.
bye guys.
Later.
Bye.